Hi there, my name is Goyal and I help e-commerce brands with their email marketing. So in this video, we're going to go over A-B testing for your emails. Now just keep in mind, this is not A-B testing for your whole entire email strategy. This is just for email campaigns. And these are the factors that you can test in your emails. So we're going to start with why A-B testing is important. Just think of it, a person who never improves and stays the same because he thinks he's too good. And just think of a person who is always improving constantly. Well, that's A/B testing. That person is always improving, is always trying new things. He's always seeing if this thing will work better than what I'm currently doing. And that's what A/B testing is. And that's what A/B testing can literally means the difference between making 10,000 a month and with your emails and making 50,000 a month with the same kind of email within like span of 6 to 12 months, because you just A/B tested every single thing to such a degree that the difference is just night and day at that point. So let's just get into what are the factors that you can A/B test in your emails. The first thing you can start with is your offer. So what does that mean? Offer is what you're offering in the email, the pitch, the product you're trying to sell. It can be hard sell versus soft sell. The hard sell is your promotional emails, your sales emails, your site-wide flash campaigns. This is just pure offer. Hey, here's 20% off. It is going to last for next 24 hours. If you don't buy the product in that time, the discount coupon is gonna expire. That's like pure hard sell, and it drives a lot of promotions. But it's also like a really big ask from your list. And if you do this too often, it leads to list fatigue in a way. Now, another way of setting is soft sell. In this, you don't pitch your product directly, but indirectly. What do I mean by that? Let's say you try to educate them on the product, like this is how our product is made and what are the benefits and why it's like really useful. You can also relate it to some studies. If you let's say you're a hair care brand and there's just a certain thing, a certain chemical or a certain ingredient that their hair products use, which is really good for your hair, and it's proven by some scientific studies, you can mention those, and by the end of the email, more customers will be ready to buy, because it's just prepping the brain of your readers to buy from you, to like show, oh, this product is really good. I didn't know these things, so I didn't know these things existed and this product have those. Maybe I should try it. It's more of that effect. So you really need to find a balance between hard sell versus soft sell and whatever works for your brand. I would say not to hard sell that much, but it's up to you. It's totally up to you. Another thing you can test is subject lines. So why subject lines are important? Subject lines are important because it gets your emails opened. If your subject line don't grab the attention between the tens or hundreds of emails that a person gets every single day in their email box, they might never get opened. So your subject line has to be really curiosity inducing. And the things you can test with is length, the tone, and the emoji and the emojis in your subject line. So the length, I would recommend to keep it under 50 characters because if it's under 50 characters or even up to 50 characters, it's the full subject line will be visible on the phone. If it goes beyond that, it's the full subject line is not visible on the phone. And you can also test with the preview text, which is just like the sub part of your subject line. I would say make it keep the preview text as a glimpse into the email, what is going to be in the email. And another thing is tone. If you want to go professional, if you want to go promotional, if you want to be witty with your tone, if you want to induce scarcity or urgency with your tone or for email, it depends on what kind of emotion you are trying to induce in your readers. So keep your tone according to that. And another thing is emojis. So emojis are a double-edged sword. They do grab attention, but if you use it too much or too often, it's also bad, because it just doesn't, I don't know how to say it. It also leads to fatigue. People that it just doesn't look professional anymore. Now, the third thing you can test is your email design. What I would suggest is to focus on above the fold a lot, because above the fold is where 80% of your readers are going to pay attention to. So what do I mean by above the fold? Above the fold is like when you open an email, whatever you see on the screen right away is above the fold. If you have to scroll any further down, that is below the fold. So above the fold, what should it have? It should have a clear offer of what this email is going to be about. It should have a clear call to action button. And the things you can test with are the layout of above the fold. If you want to put a picture, or if you want to just put what kind of picture you're going to use, what kind of colors are you going to use, or or if you don't want to use any kind of picture at all, if it's just going to be pure offer and colorful, it can be really colorful. It can be just one color, and the button size, the button placement, the button colors too, the button shape, and the font size of the email. So what I would suggest is, like, the more important thing should be in a bigger font, the less important thing should be in a smaller font. So this makes your email skimmable. Like, it's a person who like, nobody reads the full email right away. They skim through it. So the things that should catch their attention should be in big fonts, so the people can read through it even if they're just scrolling through your email. Another thing is email copy. You do want to keep your tone formal, or do you want to keep it informal? Do you want to keep it short, or do you want to go detailed? So short is really beneficial for your promotional emails because it's just direct to the point, and promotional email doesn't need much explanation. Everybody know what 20% off means. But if you're trying to explain a concept, for example, a product highlight in which you explain how your product is made, or it's a brand story email, or it's a UGC, or if maybe it's a customer review email, in that you can go really detailed, and which gives you an opportunity to induce a lot of. It just gives you an opportunity to persuade your readers a bit more. And another thing you can test is send time, and people really sleep on it, but it can make a huge difference. So what you can test with this, the time of the day. So how you should think about is, what do a usual day for a person, for your audience looks like. If you're targeting working people, should you send them around the time when they get at work? Should you send them around the time when they go on their lunch break? Should you send them around the time when they get off work? Should you send them around the time when they reach home, settle down a bit, and just on their phone scrolling? So it's really up to your audience, and you need to test all of these timings. Another day is the day of the week. So maybe your audience is away on the weekends and they don't check their phone at all. So if you send your email on that day, will not make any sense. But maybe your audience is one that checks their phone on the weekend. They're free. They're on their phone. They're just having a good time. Other thing you should test with is CTAs, call to action buttons. What is their wording gonna be, or maybe what is their copy is gonna be, their placement, their size, their color, their shape. I would suggest to keep the shape and color the same as your websites, but the color is really dynamic. What do I mean by that? So like, the color needs to be popping out from the rest of your email. So your call to action button needs to grab attention. And for the placement, just think of it when you're reading your email. Where are the places where you would stop and maybe consider something? That's the place where you want to have your call to action button at. Because whenever a person is going to stop to read a part of an email, we really want to give them a chance to click right away and make a decision. We don't want to make them scroll up or down. It just causes friction. We want to make your email as smooth as possible. So with the wording, I would try to say avoid shop now. Maybe write something that induces some kind of emotion. Or maybe even if it's like a face cream, you can just say shop for face. Shop for your face. It's better than shop now, because shop now is just overused, and it just kind of give a bit of salesy vibe. So another thing is you can test with your content. And content can be value-based, content can be engagement-based, content can be promotional. So value-based content will be you're trying to teach them something, you're trying to induce some kind of positive emotion in them. That's also giving value, by the way. People think like adding humor is giving value, because you're adding something positive to somebody's day with your email. That's giving value, hands down. And you can also teach them about your products. You can teach them about something related to your niche that your products are. Let's say if you're in a hair care niche, you have hair care products, you can tell them like a really good about a hair care routine that one can follow. This really helps your emails build trust with your audience. Like your audience is gonna open your emails at that point, not because it has a good subject line or maybe you said at the right time, they're gonna start opening your emails after a while because they're from you. Like that's the level of trust you can build, and that's the level you should aim for. That people are opening emails because they're from your brand. Your brand name is in the email. That's why I have to click it, because I know it's gonna be a good email. Another thing is promotional emails. We all know this. These are the sales email, the flash sales, the holiday sales, anything. And this another thing you can test with is segmentation. So what I mean by that, so you should segment your list into a few different parts on the base of age, location, preferences, previous purchase history, and just demographics. You need to think. You need to put your head down and think of it. If some people are have visited a certain product page multiple times, you can make a specific campaign for those people who overcome all the objections related to those products. These email can go into the product formation, the testimonials, the reviews, and how it's unique, and maybe you can even offer a discount for those people, because you know that these people have checked out this product 3 to 4 times at this point, so they have a buying intent. Maybe there's just something that's stopping them, so you can overcome all of those objections for that specific segment in that email. So this is everything you can test with your email. There might be some other things that I missed out, but these are the major things that are going to drive your revenue, like that are going to improve your performance of your email, that are going to improve the amount of revenue you generate from them. And don't sleep on them. Test them, and if you want us to test them for you, and if you want us to make you a specific testing strategy for your brand, just book a call from the link below, and we'll do it for completely for free. So I hope that you implement these and see some good results, and until then, take care.